the vision that all First Nations have is to take care of our own issues, support our own well-being, and become stronger as nations. The Simpcw First Nation has been pretty active in the last number of years in moving toward self-determination and self-governance. And of course, we're moving from a colonial kind of relationship, and we're moving toward a more of a self-determining kind of a framework from which to provide governance to ourselves and to our traditional territory. We started the initiative off in the community, where we invited whoever had an interest to come in and talk about self-government, and of course provided background information about history or some of the culture and traditions, just so that we wanted to make it, whatever we're doing, relevant to the past, but maybe bringing to it a pretty practical contemporary sort of perspective as well. When we looked back on the responses to the Secwepemc language issue, that it was very reaffirming in terms of going in that direction. So when we talked about the language and the use of the language and the concepts there, it was fundamental to moving ahead and sort of validating the idea that we could have a governing system that was respectful of our traditions. I think a lot of people go to meetings, and I've gone to a lot of community meetings, and some people use it as a soapbox for expressing, their objection to whatever. A lot of people, I think, had something to say that's relevant, and they didn't speak up. And this process, they can respond to the question in any way they see, and they can also look at what others have said anonymously. I think there were lots of good ideas that people said, oh yeah, I like that. And it sort of builds on a number of these core ideas. I facilitated a lot of workshops over the years with a felt pen and chart paper, and at the end of the day or 2 days, you have 30 pieces of chart paper, and you got to go put them up in the hotel rooms and try to figure what are the similar responses and try to categorize them. Well, that's the cool thing. Like within moments almost, the program does that for you. And that's really a time saver. I can be really efficient in terms of how I can write a report. I just pull it right off the dashboard in terms of these are, this is what came out of the conversation today. So that's really a powerful tool. I'm pleased to be able to work on projects like this governance initiative that I see and most see and hope that will provide a little bit of a blueprint or a path into the future in terms of self-governance. That's where I think that's the vision that all First Nations have, is to take care of our own issues, support our own well-being, and become stronger as nations.